Unpopular celebrities. Yeah, we speak that truth so effortlessly. Living like no script, just energy. From the block to the base to the legacy. Unpopular, yeah, celebrities. Started with a combo, now the world leaning in. Four vets in the room, let the stories begin. No filters, no scripts, just wisdom and sin. We talk, hustle hard, and the places we've been. From the field to the mic, that growth is the lesson. Turn pressure into presence, that's the real confession. Got the crowd tuned in for the raw and the rare. You can feel the truth breathe through the air. Unpopular celebrities. Yeah, we speak that truth so effortlessly. Living like no script, just energy. From the block to the base to the legacy. Unpopular celebrities. Talk music, talk ball, talk rank and salute. Every topic on the table, every word in pursuit. We the voice for the ones that the world overlook. Turn pain into punchlines, life into the hook. Yes, in the chair, we breaking the mold. Every episode's heat, every message is gold. No gimmicks, no mask, just purpose and peace. When the lights come on, that real don't cease. Unpopular celebrities. Yeah, we speak that truth so effortlessly. Living like no script, just energy. From the block to the base to the legacy. Unpopular celebrity. We ain't chasing fame, we redefining the game. Give light to the name that the system can't tame. Got the people tuned in, cause they feel our lane. It's the voice of the real, not a chase for acclaim. Mic check, then the vibe start to settle for a host. One stage and the truth is the medal. So before that show start, let the beat breathe steady. When you hear the name, just know we ready. Oh yeah, when you hear the name, just know we ready. Unpopular celebrities. Yeah, we speak that truth so effortlessly. Living like no script, just energy. From the block to the base to the legacy. Unpopular celebrities.
What up? Guess what I got back? I got my voice mod back.
Oh, you didn't need it.
He said I didn't need it.
Yeah, man, you ain't need it anyway. It was so nice when you didn't have it.
Got it back. We back.
I'm
in
glad
the
you got it back. Good
Thank
for you.
Well, we'll
Good
see
for
how
you.
long it lasts. This could be a one-time thing.
Yeah.
It's Sunday. No football
It's
today.
Sunday.
No basketball games I'm really excited about. There's really nothing on. So I'm going to get my butt out there on the grill. I'm going to do some barbecuing today. Nice weather out here. So I think I'm going to do that. You put a little steaks on the grill, a little burgers, some
Oh.
brats,
No
maybe
fish?
some chicken. I
No
don't do
salmon?
okay, let me be honest. I can grill. I really suck at cooking fish on the grill. That is tough for me. It
Why?
always sticks to the goddamn thing.
Oh. You gotta put some butter or oil on the grill.
Retiree lead and retiree alpha. What it do? I think that's Dell. What up? What up? Who's retiree lead? I said lead. It must
Is that
be
on
me.
YouTube?
Yeah. Oh, you ain't got access. My bad. Boom. All right. Yeah. Because I remember he had the Kanye thing.
Yeah, that's Dell. What's up, Dell?
Mhm. Famous fella one. Anyway, so yeah, that's my plans today. Gonna be a good Sunday. Play some video games later on. I shouldn't say video games. Video game later on. That's my Sunday. What,
I get exactly video game.
yeah. What about you?
That's a topic in itself. I might get some gaming
Sure.
too. I tell my wife all the time. Those who may be Sagittarians know we're impulsive at times. We like to just do stuff on a whim. So like for me, I know how I am. Like there's things I have to do, but then I'll pick the most inopportune time to do it. So yesterday I was on the computer and I got this little arcade hard drives on my computer where I can play arcade games and stuff. And so I'm getting ready to start learning how to stream this stuff on the YouTube. So I figured out, I've been wanting to figure out coding to put prompts in the Stream Deck. You hit a button and the game will come up. Now for Stream Deck it's easy. Like for Steam. For Steam it's easy. You just find the executable. But when you're dealing with a large hard drive, this hard drive is like 124 terabytes. So there's games throughout there. You're talking about over 90, 120,000 games, something like that. So anyway, different platforms. So in order to go to the specific game and to hit the specific controller prompt and the specific prompt for the overlays, it's all programmed in the launcher. So
Mhm.
to be able to put it on the Stream Deck is glorious. So I use AI as most people do. I say, hey, how do I do this? Blah, blah, blah. This is what I want to do. And then walk me through the prompt. And no, it worked.
Yeah.
It's glorious. So
Yeah.
eventually I'm gonna try to map a whole bunch of games. So instead of me going through the launcher, I just hit the button. But anyway, just play
No,
some games and
no, that's cool.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to your little gaming expo, if that's what you want to call it, on YouTube.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it too. I just have to remember it doesn't have to be perfect. Just get started. Doesn't
Yep.
have to be perfect.
Man, especially how I see other people's stuff just get started because their stuff be trash. Trash.
I want to send you this dude Link, which is a great example. He's funny, but he's a great example of what I'm talking about. It doesn't have to be great. This dude
Yeah.
name is Darnell Brown, but his channel is called Get Down Brown. He's about maybe late 50s, late 60s, something like
Years
that.
old?
Yeah. And he's
Dang.
got an arcade machine like mine.
Uh,
And when he first started, he was real awkward, right? And I think his daughters told him, like, hey, dad, you got to do this to kind of get viewers. And so he starts his show every time. Welcome to Get Downtown with Get Down Brown. You ready to get down and party? But Get Down Brown, everything is Get Down Brown. It's so funny, man.
yeah.
But he had like 2,000 subscribers.
That's
You know?
good. There's a dude I saw. He has like one like yours in the background, and he
Mhm.
has the phone set up. So it like you say, you just gotta get started. It has that glare, so you can see the phone in the
Mhm.
screen, right?
Yeah.
And so he's just playing, and he has another phone or a camera that's on him, so you can tell that's pre-recorded. It's not live. So he's playing, and every time something messes up or like the game, cheats or whatever, he does that face of the thing. So he'll be playing, he'll look like this. So you see the screen, and then he'll just be like, dang, when the game is so funny. And then he'll go off for a second on whatever it was. I only watched him like 3 or 4 times, but it's hilarious. He just be doing, the game always cheat. I think that's the best part is when the camera goes on him and he's just
Mhm.
like,
I'm kind of mad. That was the idea I had. Shoot.
oh man, it was just
Maybe
like,
I'll flip it. You know what I mean? But that's a good idea, though.
the likelihood of somebody knowing him and knowing you at the same time would be kind of
Yeah.
slim. So I mean, it won't be bad, but he'd be like,
But
am I the
nobody has the duck face. Nobody can
nah, he'd be like, am I the only one who saw that? Did y'all not see that? Did that not just happen? I don't even feel like playing no more. I'm gonna get back on. You just hear, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. But we got part 2 today about security forces. Since y'all love the first one so much, we'll do the part 2 and see how y'all like this one too. Should be a good show as well. Yeah, it should be a good show. Hopefully it's
It'll
just
be a
not
good
all,
show.
hopefully it's not all negative stuff, but I can't
Mm.
think of too much positive stuff. We'll see. But we'll see how it goes. We'll definitely see how it goes. We'll get some more people on here, man. You know what? I need to stop looking at how many viewers are on here because it only shows one platform. And when I look at the other platforms, it's like a lot more. So, man, if y'all would put more comments in there, it really help out. But Facebook be killing it. Chris, what's good, man? We chilling. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Happy Sunday to you as well and your family, if you have a family with you. But security forces. We kind of ended last topic, talked about a bunch of stuff. the good and bad. We talked about the schedule. Y'all can see the YouTube shorts out there. If y'all didn't see it, it goes kind of over everything. And then we kind of talk about Ravens security force, or not Ravens K9, Cadam, different shred outs of security force, which is not a negative thing. I think actually, when I really thought about it, it's really a positive thing about security forces. You are able to do different things. Other career fields like CE, like maintenance, like I mean many other career fields, personnel is, you're stuck basically doing one thing. You can do different things in that job, but you're stuck. Like if you're a 35 crew chief, you're a 35 crew chief, unless you go to 16s or something like that. But you're pretty much stuck. With security forces, you can move. I mean, there's a plethora of jobs you could do. It's all kind of tailored around security force. But when people think of security force, they just think of gate patrol, and that's probably 10% of what security forces really is, which kind of makes us masters of none. What's that saying?
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, that's kind of how I think of it.
Yeah, I see it differently. I think when you use maintenance as an example, like maintenance obviously has more AFSCs, and you might be a C-130 crew chief, but there is a potential you could end up at another base. You could be on the C5 or something. Or just like the folks at DM, they were working on A10s and they pushed the A10s to the side, or well, they haven't yet, but the plan was to, and a lot of them got pushed over into another airframe. Whereas in
Mm.
security forces, all you got is what? Security and law enforcement, back office. And if you're a Raven, which is some of the things we spoke about last week, you're a Raven. If you go to a base, ain't no Raven missions, what you gonna do?
I mean,
And then
yeah,
if you're K9, you can only be K9 up to master sergeant. And that's it. You don't get to push a dog at chief or senior.
yeah. Nah,
Whereas like you talk about the CE career field, you can be a fire dog all the way up to chief. So why isn't, some people make the argument, why can't I be a K9 troop at chief? Well, what's the chances the old man chief gonna push a dog?
Yeah, that's not likely at all. Not likely at all. Chris says SF opened doors and allowed me to go places I never knew I could go with that. The culture, experience, and understanding the overall mission let me know the ground level while learning the strategic levels. It's all about what we were willing to learn. Yeah, I give you that. That's a good. This is the one good thing about. There's many things. One good bad thing about security forces. You could go anywhere. That's a good and bad thing. It's a good thing because you can see whatever you want in the world. It's a bad thing because you can end up in some really crappy places. But certain career fields like F-35s, there's only so many bases with F-35s. I think there's only 4 or 5. So you're stuck at those 4 or 5 bases. But with security force, you can go anywhere, which is a good and bad thing. It's a good and bad thing.
Why is it a bad thing?
Because there are some really bad. Okay, this is a personal thing. For good and bad, it's all personal. It's all relative. But I wouldn't want to go to Minot. I wouldn't want to go to FE Warren. I want to go anywhere cold.
Why wouldn't? Oh, because it's a cold
Yeah,
environment.
yeah, that's it.
Uh,
I wouldn't want to go to Alaska.
would you go to a place like Minot if it was in Florida and work missiles? Or is it just the duty and the weather, or is it just the weather?
So my problem is I never worked missiles. I heard about them. I never worked nukes. Never worked missiles.
That's right. You
Yeah.
never did.
So I don't know about that side about.
Glad
I
you
had
didn't.
just heard about it. But so I'm gonna throw that question back to you. Would you think more people want to do it if it was in a better location?
Yeah. I
Because
think
I
there's some people that mhm.
no, go ahead.
I think there's some people that didn't mind it being. I got an old exec who's down there. Well, I mean, it's advantageous to her because she's close to family. But, when I was at Montana, yeah, it sucked at first, but it wasn't that bad. It was a good assignment. It was, kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but it was beautiful, for when it wasn't snowing.
Yeah, I heard a lot of
And
people like Fe
missiles,
Warren.
Mhm.
Heard a lot of people like Fe Warren. But I guess
Yeah.
if you think because I heard people love the schedule, love the schedule.
Yeah, it has advantages and disadvantages, but it's better than the 6 and 3 we would work. You
Oh,
know what I mean? I remember they was when I was a young airman, I didn't know any better. I was like, I want to work 8-hour shifts. And then we shift from 12-hour shifts, 3 and 3 to 6 and 3. I was so happy. But after the first couple of cycles, I was like, man, this sucks, man. You work six
Oh
straight
no.
days, 8 hours. And those 3 days you don't really get because you got training. The training day. Come in on your training day.
Yeah,
You rush around to do a bunch of stuff for nothing.
I'll say that's so when I came in, if you remember, at Yokota, we were working 6 and 3. So that's all I knew.
Mhm.
And everybody used to, I guess y'all just came out of Panama's, I want to say, or maybe 4 and 4s or something. Uh, so everybody was complaining about 6 and 3s. And at first I was like, this ain't that bad, but it does suck only getting one weekend every, was it like 6 weeks?
Mm,
Because you're off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then you don't get another weekend for like 6 weeks.
mm.
So that does kind of suck. And then by that fourth day, you're pretty tapped out. God forbid that you get you have to do a report and stay after work one day, especially
Yeah.
on your second or third day. Ooh, wee.
Yeah.
And then only
Yeah.
getting 3 days off for most people is really only 2 days off. Because that
Yeah.
first day you're just trying to recover, and the last day you're getting ready for work again.
That's true. Dell, famous fellow one, aka Dell Brown, says, I'm glad the Code 50 came into play because a lot of folks were separating after their first enlistment at those nuke bases because there was no light at the end of the tunnel. That is true. If you get so part of the problem too is security forces, and to some degree it's true, had this idea that if you work nukes, you need to keep working nukes because you're experienced. You have the identifier, the SEI, special experience identifier, that shows that you worked in the nuclear career field, in the nuke field. And for those who don't know, when you work in that duty for nukes, you need to be able to pass. I don't think it's called PRP anymore, but it's
No,
something similar to that. It's a program
it's
that
PRAP.
PRAP. What does
Mhm.
PRAP stand for?
Don't know. Personal
Personnel
readiness,
reliability,
something.
something
Yeah,
program.
yeah,
Anyway, so it's pretty much what's up, bro? Yeah, we still talking about SF trenches, man.
yeah.
Pretty much it's a program. Think of it as getting a top secret clearance. There's a bunch of things requirements you have to meet to show that you're trustworthy to work around those particular type of weapons. So it's very difficult to get that. The other place is Joint Base Andrews in order to get a Yankee White clearance to work around Air Force One. So
Right.
it's difficult. Not everybody can get it. Not only that, the job is harsh because you're more likely in the missile field. What's up, bro? I did them last night. I did your joints last night, bro. I'm gonna send you the notes after the show. I did them last night. What was I? Oh yeah. But anyway, so I think for me, I think most people, I would assume, wouldn't like being in the missile field
Because of
because
the job?
it's
Oh,
cold. Yeah, it's cold. The
yeah.
place you're at, the job. It's so some bases, like I'll speak about Montana and Maelstrom, they did have a base security. You had the 341st, I believe, and they were doing like normal law enforcement. But you didn't have that many law enforcement troops. It was mostly nukes.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a law enforcement guy, you didn't want to go to the missile field. Pause. Yeah.
Yeah, I was when I was leaving Yokota, I was definitely scared of going to nuke base because that's all anybody was going to. I don't know how I escaped it. I have no idea. Bayside at FE used to be rough. Work that dub. What's dub? What's the dub? Missile field was stealing money.
Stealing money. What?
Oh, he said it was too easy. And that's
It
that's one
was.
thing that's everybody who's only done. So here's the negative part about the Code 50. When people got Code 50s and they would want to come to good bases like Luke, Florida, Colorado, those are all law enforcement bases. They want to come there. They don't know anything. And most of them are staffs, senior airman staff, some even techs, and they have never done law enforcement. And they're so lost with how to work in the gray area. They do not understand when something is written down, that doesn't mean you have to do it like that. There's different ways to do it. There's ways to do it that is written down, and there's ways to do it like the right way to do it. Pete really ain't no cop, no more. Ain't no cop no more. But so did you? Well, you went from security to law enforcement,
Not really. I mean, because you look at it, when people say today that they're law enforcement, there's no such thing as law enforcement.
right?
They did away with that after Kobar Towers,
But you
right?
went from nuke base to a non-nuke base.
Yeah, I went from Maelstrom to Korea, and then Korea to Yokota, and then Kadena. Those were law enforcement. My first taste of law enforcement, like true law enforcement, was at Yokota.
Oh, you're frozen. Oh no, you're good. 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 So yeah, so was that difficult for you?
It was a little bit, not because I couldn't think of the grades, because of all the concepts. I mean, it was all the
Yeah.
forms and the
Oh yeah,
procedures,
yeah,
and
yeah.
shout out to, she probably ain't listening, but shout out to Texar Malia Bethia. She was the one that got me squared away in law enforcement. She was freaking good, man.
What
I
about
remember struggling, huh?
what about Masson White? Was that his
Who's
name?
that?
The QC guy, black, big, tall, skinny black dude. What's his name? White?
You mean Anderson?
No, that's Kill Anderson, not him. The dude after Kill Anderson.
I don't know who that dude is.
Oh man, big talls. He used to be like, I got a question for you, Troop, and I'm gonna give you three options. What is uh what is a statement form? Option A, 1364. Option B, 1176. Option B or option C, 1325. And you'd be like, what? It's none of them. Good job, Troop. Just wanted to test you.
Do they even still talk like that anymore?
No, heck no. Heck no. You ain't got none of the greats like that no more. Heck
I was about to
no.
say, yeah, I was gonna say, actually, I applaud that really. 1168's got these nuke troops in the
I'm
chokehold.
telling you. I'm telling you.
Nah, maybe
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Maybe
Because
now.
they just,
I think it depends on the person.
oh, yeah, totally.
Because I loved it. Once I figured out or got the hang of how law enforcement works, the forms, I ain't gonna lie, I was a beast, man. Especially when I became a flight chief of Yokota, I was killing it, man. Like you couldn't tell me. I knew every single form, how it was done, everything. And it was, I still wouldn't say I like law enforcement 100% better. There's some things about security I like. I think most people don't like security because it seems stagnated. You just sit out there waiting for stuff to happen, whereas law enforcement is a little bit more, it's a lot of things to consider when you're doing law enforcement.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
and security will not, put it this way, security will not cause you to stay late. Law enforcement will.
Yes. Well, I don't know about security, but the only thing they
Yeah,
say
you get a
security is
helping
when,
hand. They don't
yeah,
call it helping hand anymore. Security incident. My bad.
when an alarm goes down. That's the only bad thing. That's what I heard.
I mean, like in paperwork,
Oh,
wise,
right, right, right.
if somebody have an alarm activation, you got to do a statement. You can knock that out in a minute.
Right.
Somebody breaks into the restricted area, you do a little quick statement. That's it. But if you get a DUI, an assault, oh, bro, you might as well buckle up. It's gonna be a long night.
You just sparked my curiosity for you. A question for you and everybody in the audience. What do you think about troops falling asleep on post? What do you think about that? What do you think about, especially on the flight line?
In terms of what?
What is there a harsh punishment? Or is okay,
yeah.
are you the type to take things into the proper way to do it, which as far as like Article 15, read them, not Article 15, but read them their rights, arrest them, or apprehend them, read them their rights, and then start paperwork like that? Or are you the type that just says, we'll just handle this internally? You'll have to walk for the rest of shift, or you ain't getting no car no more. Which side are you on?
What are you doing? What does that mean? Said hi. Okay. That's a tough one, man, because I don't believe in going straight from 0 to 100 to handle a situation. Everything has certain things to consider, you know? somebody falls asleep on post. I've had people sneak up on people and somebody just, maybe they nodded off for a second or two and they're like, ha ha, I got you. And they want to just go through the ringer and talk about, oh, you this, you could have called somebody to get in the area, blah, blah. Like, come on, bro. I think it depends on the severity of it. And I'm kind of dancing around the answer. I can't pick neither one. I think it just depends on the circumstances behind it.
So you're okay with both, with either one
Yeah.
happening?
Within reason, yes. What I don't agree on is you do it because you just don't want to hurt somebody. I don't agree with that. I
Mm.
think to me it's black and white. If you were sick and you told me you were sick and you fell asleep out there, then I'll take that into consideration.
Mm.
If I came out there and I walked up on you and you opened your eyes, that's something to be considered about out there. But if I walk up to your vehicle and I'm shaking the vehicle, I'm
Mhm.
banging on the vehicle and you're out cold and you don't have your gear on, oh yeah, you getting the 15.
Mm.
Del Brown said it's a badge of honor to doze off a time or two in your career and do not get caught.
Wes said automatic Article 15.
Damn, player.
Anthony Chambers said top 3 violations in security forces if they were actually sleeping on post. Automatic Article 15, my whole career. So I had a mass sergeant. You know him too, but I'll leave his name out unless you want to know. It don't matter to me.
Yeah, I want to know.
Matthew Claxton.
Oh, I remember. Yeah. Oh, K9 True. I knew him as
Yeah,
staff.
so this dirtbag was a mass sergeant at, I want to say Ramstein. I can't remember where, but man, no, is that Yokota? He was a staff sergeant. Yeah, he's staff sergeant Yokota. This dude caught somebody fell asleep. He was security 1, if you remember the post. He was he was the area supervisor for security.
Yeah, for
He went
security.
out to security 2. Security 2 was sleep. Security 2 was individual solo in their car. So he was security 1 riding around with somebody, right? So this dude tried to wake him up. I guess he didn't wake up, whatever that means. However he tried to wake him up, didn't. This dude handcuffed him, got him out the car, gave his alpha this gun, handcuffed him, and told his alpha, stay out here, you got his post now. Walked him into Triple Nickel and read him his rights. And while he's still extreme, walked him from the flight line all the way to Triple Nickel.
I mean, technically, he's right, but it's too extreme. That's too extreme. That's just like no different than what's a good example that popped in my head? There are times when somebody commit a crime, like here's some point you have, let's say you have a I don't know, because they always teach you handcuff every suspect and when you put them in the back of the car. But there are some cases where in that case you definitely need to handcuff him, man. Like, you take him, you take his weapon. That's embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think so.
Demon Slayer.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, there's a lot to that. There was a lot, but that was what he was known. And then it's like, then he had to work the next day. Everybody's looking at this dude like, yo, don't be posted with him. Don't be around this dude. So I think there's a balance, but everybody say automatic Article 15. I don't think anything's an automatic Article 15.
I mean, that on a tier level, I forgot who mentioned it, but on a tier level, yes, that's pretty high up there.
Yeah, Anthony said top 3 violations. So if you say top 3 violations, that's a good question. What are the top 3 violations for security forces?
Falling asleep on post.
Okay.
Losing your weapon.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
DUI.
I didn't think about have you ever had
drugs?
So DUI/drugs.
No, DUI, and then the other would be drugs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever lost your weapon?
I had times where I thought about maybe I lost my weapon.
Yeah, I thought about it.
No, I never did that. No,
I did. I sure did. I mean, luckily I figured out before they figured out, but I sure did. Hold on, let me put this up higher so everybody can see it. Where the hell is it at? There we go.
Corey says falling to sleep and coming to work sleep are two different things. The handcuffing of a cop that fell asleep is the weakest move SF leaders could make. Automatic XYZ is also weak leadership, my opinion. Hey, great point. Great point. I wanted to get into that
Oh,
too.
negligent discharge.
Yeah. Yeah, I would throw that up there. I don't know where it would be on the tier list, but it would be up there. Yeah.
I'd definitely say DUI. DUI is definitely up there.
DUI is almost unforgivable.
Yeah. I think
Even
you
losing
can get
your
away with
weapon.
losing your weapon more
Yeah,
than
but
DUI.
DUI. Yeah, that's that's unforgivable, bro.
Especially
Like,
if you get caught coming on base.
I would even
DUI.
argue if you in a car with somebody and you sober,
Yeah.
DUI is even worse.
The DUI should get foot stomped a lot more. Losing your weapon. I lost my we did an exercise. I shouldn't say my weapon. I lost my magazine. Cause we had an exercise. We were running around out there. And I lost my magazine. I didn't realize it until we were turning in. I didn't say nothing to no way. I just took off. Just took off and went to go find it. Oh, he said what?
No, his MO. That's what he put in his comment. I
Method
said
of
my opinion. He said method of operation. I think.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what he means.
You say you want to talk about something.
Yeah, I mean, we was talking about negative stuff, and I wouldn't be saying negative stuff. Let's talk about what it is what can we do to fix it? How do we fix it? That's what I want to talk about. One thing I thought about was you mentioned in the last show, the recruiting pitch is outdated.
Very outdated.
How do we fix that? Like, what do you think they could do better with the recruiting pitch?
So I don't know how it is now. I wish there was a recruiter on here who could tell me like how they get people in security forces. Because now I think there's more avenues where people can know about security forces. There's probably YouTube pages that people just talk about security forces. So they probably just need to scrap that video altogether. It just be like, hey, if you want to know about security forces, go online, Google it. I don't know, but Google it. But I think just making sure that they understand what security forces is, but it's hard to get people to understand because we go in so many different various directions. And the worst part is the people. You get a supervisor like Claxton who wants to hem everybody up, fall asleep. You get a supervisor like you who will look at the situation in all situations and play them for situations. And you never know who you're going to meet or who you're going to talk to. And then you go to your first base, you get somebody like you, who's somebody that thinks outside the box a little bit. And then you go to your next base, and you get somebody like Claxton, who's just one way or the highway. And you be like, yo, what the hell happened? Like, I just had a supervisor who let me get away with this. So it's very different. Very, very different. Whereas like personnel, they just expect for you to come to work on time and do your job.
Yeah, make sure you got a good keyboard and sharp pencils and all that stuff.
Yeah. So it's a lot different. I mean, it's kind of true. What up, Dooley? You get somebody like Dooley who only wants to party and chill. Hold on.
Thomas White says, as a maintainer, one of my favorite things to do was to jump scare sleeping defenders. Oh, hold on. The fear in their eyes is priceless. We just laugh and keep rolling down the flight line. Hey, man, you get a couple of shots for that one. Speaking crew maintainers, but it's true. It's true.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I think I remember one time, hey, this is no BS. I know people call me out and say that I'm lying. I was really studying on a flight line when you could have your CDCs on post, and I was studying my CDCs on the flight line, and my head was down. I was focused in this. Next thing I know, I hear on my window, I said, oh shit. I look to my right, there's a freaking C5 about 10 feet from my window, and the ground crew guy that was walking the C5, you know, with the little flare, little thing, was like, yo, move your damn vehicle, bro. I was so scared to see a C5 that close to you. Hey, I don't know if
why
people
you let it get that close to you.
My head was down. I was looking at look. Nah, you were asleep. I wasn't asleep. I promise I wasn't asleep. I put the same thing in church when I was a kid. That's hilarious. Nah, I wasn't asleep. That's funny. Oh, my stuff ain't working.
But to go back to the pitch, I don't know if there's anything they can. I mean, what I hate to use the analogy of, putting lipstick on a pig, but it's a tough job, man. Like it's a tough job. Not saying there's other jobs in the Air Force is not tough, but I would argue next to being a maintainer, it's gotta be one of the tough jobs that are out there. And I would say, in my opinion, got maintainers, if a plane is broke, they could be out there in the middle of the night, exercises there in chem gear, fixing jets and moving stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then, you have somebody lose a wrench and they all get recalled, or if a
Yeah.
plane crashes, they all under investigation. That's a lot of stress. But hold on. Anthony Chambers says the mindset and willingness of a new defender to want to learn, coupled with their supervisor's ability to mentor and lead them, is everything. I agree. I'll give you that one. But quickly, I think for cops, man, like we are always under the gun.
Always.
Like, no
Always.
disrespect to maintainers, but what career field do you know out there, even when you're off duty, you can get in trouble because you're a cop?
Yep.
There was like, there was a fight in the dorms. You was there.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, well, yeah, I was there, but I didn't get in the fight. I didn't do anything. But you could have stopped it.
Yep.
Well, you're a defender.
Yeah.
You're always on duty. Like, they don't say that to a maintainer and be like, oh, you could have stopped the fight. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
If my
It's
voice
like,
spot,
you're
I would hit her.
always-
If my voice spot, I would hit her right now. But yeah, that's definitely the worst part is you are always. It don't matter what's going on. If something bad happens and you're around, it's like you're automatically at fault too. It's like you did it too. Like you said, if you're in the passenger seat and somebody's drunk driving, it's like you were drunk driving.
You know how many times I've heard commanders say, and you're a defender, you should know better.
I hate that.
I
I hate that.
it's like a civilian police officer, right? If you go to a store and you steal a pack of gum, bad on you. But if you're a cop and you get caught, even off duty, you do something wrong. Like, you're a police officer, you should know better. In the Air Force, they treat defenders the same way. They was like, yo, you was at the party and you couldn't stop them. I was outside. Well, you should have been around.
Right.
You should have did something.
Right. You knew it was
Or
gonna
if
happen.
you come to work late, you're a defender. I expect different.
Where
It's
was
like
your
they expect us to be, they look at us as being, I don't know how it is, but when I first came in, I would say maybe up to after OIF and OEF, defenders were looked at as the job nobody wanted, but it represented the best of the Air Force by
not no
how they
more.
looked, how they carried, not anymore, but
Mm.
back then it was. I mean, people would be screaming to take defenders into other squadrons, and they would come to our guard mounts and watch us. It was like we were like the model, but nobody wanted to do our job.
Yeah, you know it's funny. I tell people about like guard mount, and they'll say guilty by association, GBA. Uh,
Mhm.
I tell people about like especially being a shirt and telling people like, oh, how was it like being a cop? That I always tell them like, it's weird showing up to work an hour early, 30 minutes early, and then getting off 30 minutes late. Like when y'all start work, it's at 8 o'clock. As long as you're here by between 7 and 8, you're good. You can show up at 7:59. You can show up at 8 o'clock. You probably show up at 8:01 and you're fine. And then at 4 o'clock, 4:30, you guys are getting ready to go around 3 o'clock, 3:30. Us, we show up. If our start time's at 8, we show up at 7, sometimes 7:15, just to arm up and stand around. And then we get off. We're supposed to get off at 2. Oh, we won't get off until 3. And that's if everything goes right.
Yeah.
They don't understand the concept of 8 hours is 10 hours. 10 hours or 12 hours, 12 hours or 14 hours. They don't get that. It doesn't make sense to them.
Yeah.
Chambers said I could write a book on this topic out here at Barksdale. Oh man, you at Barksdale. Okay. I don't think most people are sold on the pitch, to be honest. I think a lot of folks take what they can get. What do you mean by that? Sold by on the pitch. What pitch is that?
I think my personal take is, I think I've always thought for years, the past 10 years, us as a career field have lost our way when it comes to, at least in my opinion, how proud it was to be a cop. You know how like it's a job that's tough. It's a job that most people want it, but when you do it, there's a sense of pride in it. You know, like, look, I know you don't like my job, but you can't do my job because you're not mentally and physically tough to do my job, right?
Mhm.
I think those days have gone because I think the majority of people that's in it now, and I'm gonna throw some shade on this, but even the young folks today, they think of it as a joke in most cases. I mean, you see
Can you
these
blame them?
memes of these young. No, I can't. I don't necessarily blame them completely. I blame their supervisors too, because they don't instill in them the dangers of how they portray the career field and how proud they should be as a defender. And the senior levels, they have a high regard for cops
Right.
because they know the type of job we do is tough. And they know the majority of the people they meet as defenders are professional and they're go-getters and they want their own airmen aspire to be like that. At the mid-level, it's a mixture. At the
Hmm.
lower level, and Wes could speak better to this because of what the type of job he does over at on Lackland. He could speak better, but from my observation, we have gone to the point where we've used society as a reason to accept the way our young people act now. Dooley
That's
says supervisors can't instill what they don't know. We don't build on our folks like older days. I agree.
Mhm.
I agree. Wes, what's up? Pride was lost when the uniforms changed. I think we lost the pride when the SF world was not taken seriously. That's a great joint. Pete, do you think they should, if not bring back the BDUs, but institute something that says defenders have to iron their uniforms, bring back black boots when they're in garrison? Would you be all for that?
I would be all for it if they could get away from the all leather black boots because those things sucked. Those things suck. The BMT all leather black boots.
You would
Those
rather have a
things.
core fram?
No, no, no. They can have leather on them, but not all leather. Have some,
Oh,
depending on the environment, have some mesh in that thing. But yeah, I definitely agree. I think all security forces should, especially security forces should have an ironed, crisp uniform on at least at the beginning of shift. At the end of shift, I don't know. But at the beginning of shift, you should come clean, iron, crisp, and sharp. If that means you take it to the cleaner, if that means you do it yourself, however you do it, that means you should be able to stay flow it, bring the state flow back, bring the starch back, the heavy starch back, bring all that stuff back. Because I will agree with both of y'all there, you and Wes. That is where we lost our pride. Right when those ACUs came out and you could do whatever you wanted to do, or ABUs, I say ACUs, ABUs, right when those came out, gone. Woo, Struthers wrote a lot.
oh man, I wish I could blow up. I think I
if
can
you
get it.
can if you can survive your first 4 to 6 years, oh shoot, a lot of people right. If you can survive your first 4 to 6 years, get experience, spread your wings in other S functions, SF really gets fun and and explorative.
Yeah.
If you are a proud and hardworking cop, or you can work the gate, and I think that's supposed to be wow, with the E4 mafia who influenced how the career field appears in the court of public opinion, the recruits need to tell that story. I agree with that.
I give
Wes
that one
said,
2 points.
we used to have stellar standard. Yes, the dress and appearance standards were, yes, 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 yes. Charles Davis, what up, big dog? Good morning, fellas. Not SF, but I noticed a change when SF let folks wear the ball cap. What's your opinion?
Oh, it was already going down the hill, bro. It was why is that any different for any other career field? What you mean, Ant?
Talk maybe the standards? And that's a good question, but make sure we understand it totally. Charles Davis, what's your opinion on the ball? I know your opinion on the ball cap, but go ahead.
I think we were already going down the wrong end. And we should have I look at security forces as the grunts of the Air Force. I was always taught that. We are like caught between the Army and the Air Force because the way we carry ourselves. And as society started to change and the Air Force started to change with it and be a little bit more accepting of things for young people to entice them to come in. One of them was the ball cap. When I was in the desert as a command chief, I remember John Storm. Shout out to John Storm's a former, well, he's a cop, but he's command chief at Northcom, I believe. I believe he is. But anyway, I remember reading the reg at Absent that did away with ball caps, right? And I was fine with it. But then when they brought it back and they came up with the reasons why, I remember when I was at DM and they had this argument about how hot it was. Like, why can't you wear the patrol cap? It's like, oh, it's cooler. How do we know it's cooler?
Mm-hmm.
And then just people was like, oh, just give them the patrol caps. We need to get back to we don't give two shits about what the society think, what the rest of the Air Force think. There's a reason why security forces the way it is, because when everybody's asleep on the base, we still protecting the base. Whenever there's an attack on the base, we're the first one there. When there's a fire, when there's an assault, we're the first ones there. And in order to be able to do that, you have to have people with the right mentality and the right discipline to be able to do that. And we should be proud of that.
Let me see. What said we allowed the Air Force? We
Yes.
allowed the Air Force's relaxed standards become our norm.
I was right, dropping
It was
bombs.
already going downhill with the ball cast. People used to believe, or still believe, are sole forces in customers focus in customer support.
Yeah.
Question. Oh,
What is the heritage? This is Charles Davis question. What is the heritage behind the beret? And do you think all SF should know and make it mandatory, or do all already push that? I'll let you answer that first.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
have
right.
no idea. Don't know. Don't care. Never did care. Didn't give two craps about that. This is my problem with the whole Air Force as a whole, but mostly security forces. Our heritage is so, I don't want to call it fake. It's so phony. We are one of the only career fields that talk about heritage. One of the only. And we try to do it as part of, oh, this is who we are, and we had this, and Cobalt Towers is when we did this. Man, I give two crap. I don't know the history. I don't know the heritage. I never was made to know about the Defensor Fortis, why there's an eagle or whatever that bird is on the flight line or on a runway. I don't know about the colors, if there isn't. None of that crap. Any of that. I was never taught it, never cared about it, never even bothered to look it up. That's me. I think that's the majority of people that came in my era. Oh, Thomas, we'll get back to that. Go ahead.
I love you, man, but I totally disagree with you there. I totally disagree. And I'm not gonna sit here and say I bleed SF blue. There's a lot of things about the career field I didn't like. I came in open general. I just was the type of person I wanted to do well at my job. I did pretty well, I think, as a defender. However, there is some prestige behind the beret. One, it is something to differentiate us from other Air Force career fields. And now, if I believe it started back during the Strategic Air Command days in the Cold War, when we were out there, security police in SEER, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, forgive me, SEER folks, my brothers out there, but I think we came before SEER, if I'm not mistaken. So you had pararescue men, you had us, and I would almost say TAC P. We came before TAC P. So it is a way to differentiate us from other Air Force career fields. Yes, SAC. Thank you, Corey. So there is some heritage behind it. And I think there's a level of pride behind it because in the end, like I said earlier, whenever something happens and they needed somebody to respond, it's almost like the Batman symbol. That's what the beret was. Whenever they see, like for instance, NCOs by regulation can apprehend anybody as an NCO. But if you're at a party and you're surrounded by NCOs, somebody get in the fight, and you got a beret on, guess who they're gonna expect to do something? You,
The cop. Yeah.
because you wear a beret,
Yeah.
right? That's why you wear a beret on and off duty. So when they went to the ball cap, and I get it, for those who are at these hot places like Arizona, Texas, Vegas, if you're on a gate, I'm perfectly fine with them wearing a patrol cap. I think they should nuke all ball caps, just the patrol cap. But hold on, I'm sorry, we got all these comments.
Oh, sorry.
Corey-
Let me go back to this.
West says the Heritage started within their 50s with the Strategic Command. Yep. Elite Gate Guard became a, okay. Corey says we have Heritage. Fun fact, SF has never lost an aircraft on an air base. Never. I guess, yeah, I can agree with that one. Yeah.
Woo, Matt Morris.
Oh, here we go. The
Matt
habitual line stepper. Yeah. Got to disagree. It's not lost pride, it's the system. Example, the way the career field is, the best people are normally taken away from the mass of people.
Yep.
Flight chief, etc. It's
Yep.
not a knock on us, it's the way it is. The
Mhm.
troops want to be led. If
Yep.
you walk into a squadron right now, where are the people deemed best or named high speed? Normally pull away from the flight. The new troops? Nah, I'll give you that, but I don't necessarily agree with that either. Not 100%. Charles Davis says, do you believe knowing the pride, heritage, history of the beret is still a level of discipline? In my opinion, we gloss over the details when every detail should matter. West says, then why are we still carrying 203s? Yo, you get Sarah for that one. You get two Sarah. Yo. Yeah. Why are we carrying two? Yo, all right. Quick 10-second bit. If you're overseas, I get the 203. But if you're at Lackland or if you're at, I don't know, Luke, why do you need a 203?
Right.
On the base.
Right.
You think a mass attack is coming to blow up some airplane? You need a 203. Doop. Doop. Doop.
You stupid.
Why?
You stupid.
Why? Why do you need a 249? On why?
Yeah, hey, the 240 Bravo on Sierra 2 was wild. And then your Alpha had to carry your extra ammo, which made it worse for your Alpha too. Hey,
I hate to find the 203s, man. Especially the trainer rounds. Oh my
the
god,
training rounds is hilarious.
Oh man, you like doop, boy to your right, doop,
What's
Dude.
your right?
target hit again, doop. Corey said that's because your SCL is mismanaging. A weak flight chief in my unit isn't leading anything.
Ooh.
Didn't we change the 320?
Oh, that's
I don't know.
yeah.
Julie,
You would know.
whether it be the Law Rocket, the 18-4, the 203, the 320, we don't need it at a stateside base, bro.
Dude.
What you think, the cartel gonna come in and blow up an aircraft? Dude, what do you do now? Dude, I don't know. Why do you need it?
Hilarious.
Wes says we keep some of our worst off individuals. Oh man.
Yep.
Oh man.
I hated posted the 203 DC. Phased out. I know it got phased out.
Yeah, they
That's
did.
called
I forgot what
outdated
it's called now.
doctrine. Yeah, outdated doctrine.
Corey,
for sure.
Corey. West
What?
Lawrence true, but they
Sorry.
Lord. West Lawrence true, but they won't be leading. Corey, you are a sensible man, Corey. We had an M60 on. Hey, shout out to M60 winners.
I don't even know what that is.
Joint.
I don't even know what that is. Dead
M60 gunner. Do jam. Do jam. Do jam. Do jam.
Sounds like the 240.
M60 was bad. It was great, but it was bad.
Dooley, we know it's for dead space, but there ain't no damn dead space, man.
Yo, Dooley, Dooley, go away, bro. Don't even try to dead space, man. What, bruh?
No, you can
Why
stay
do you
here, Dooley,
need
but We know it's for
203 at
dead.
Tinker.
Right.
At
Hey.
Joint Base Andrews.
Dooley,
And
where's
don't hand me this stuff
the
about
dead space?
terrorists. Come on, man.
Where's the dead space at Ramstein that you would need a 203 from on the flight line?
Oh man.
Where's the dead space at? You can see everything coming.
Next thing you know, you're gonna need. Next thing you know, you're gonna say you need F-67. Dooley, what you gonna say next? You need a 240 on the base for grazing fire. Come on, man. Come on, man.
He building DFPs and stuff.
I know Bill DM, bro.
In your head. Yo, hey, but I will agree. Most of the worst flight chiefs after my first base, because at my first base, besides Marcus Marquez, all the flight chiefs was spot on solid. All of them. At the time. You had Blackman, that was a spot on flight chief. Todd Simmons. You had what's that boy's name? The black dude with the whistle. Hey, everybody take out their whistle. I got mine.
Who the hell is that?
His first name is Daryl. Matt Sark, black dude. Dune. Yeah, dude. Yeah. They was all short. Or maybe I was just a young, dumb airman and just thought they were. But they all knew they shit. We had one standing down Airbase Boulevard at Maxwell, fixing to shoot up the whole off-base gas station.
Come on, man.
I know what you said in your head. I get it, Dooley. I got it when you said it. Walt, what's good, man? Final protection line. Okay. Ant said the system is broken.
Yes.
They have made it more difficult to hold these NCOs, senior NCOs accountable.
Yes, absolutely. Yo, I want to spend 2 minutes talking about that. It's more than just security forces. It's the whole Air Force in general. But let's just concentrate security forces.
Mm-hmm.
To Matt Moore's point, right? It is true. It seems like if you're good on flight, somebody's going to pull you off in the staff.
Oh,
it
yeah.
is true.
Yep.
That's almost to say, and I'll ask you this and let you answer. Do you think they should never pull off people off flight if they're good?
No, you have to be able to do both. Yeah, this is where a good superintendent can understand you need good people in both places. You need, because you remember, back office is just programs and processes. Flight is personnel and programs and processes. So really, you would say your good people need to stay on flight, but there is something about wearing people out, just leaving them on flight all the time. So a good superintendent or chief, whoever runs that part of it, depending on where you're at, would be able to handle both of those. The worst flight chiefs are always looking for their clipboard and dove at GMC. I don't even know what that is. Leisure van. I don't even know what that is.
GMC Leisure van.
You know, talent management is a must. Go ahead. Your point.
I think I do agree. There's got to be a mixture, but the solution is not pulling people off flight. The solution is holding people on the flight who are dead weight accountable, and that goes back to I think Ant's comment about
the system is broken.
NCO's accountability. We have a tendency to make the good people work harder, and then the sub performers continue to disintegrate or descend more into obscurity and as far as their job performance. So it's just easier because we get this perception in security forces, at least in my experience. Back office is important. It is, because you have processes that support the flight and to support the unit. And those are usually the first programs that your inspector generals look at that you're supposed to hold accountable. So you need good people in back office. But if you're pulling people from flight and you say, oh, you're taking all our good people, then that's a problem in itself. If you've got one NCO and you can't afford to lose them, then that's a problem.
Right.
You got to find a way to be more accountable to people.
Yeah. Corey said, the chief, your whole job, basically talent management. Wes said, flight is not a sustainable schedule for people with families and obligations. The system promotes those back office over flight. That's a good point too. Amen to that, Wes. If I can give you a chime, I would. But back office gets more promotion statements. They get more awards. And you got to think when you're competing for back office for yearly awards, the security forces yearly awards, you might be competing against 4 or 5 other NCOs, especially senior NCOs, maybe 4 or 5. But flight, oh man, you competing against maybe 30 people. A lot, and you just looked at as less.
Video got caught in the loop. I don't know.
Commander Chief scared to fire a flight chief. Get the fuck out of here. I never been around a chief who was scared to fire a flight chief. I never been a commander who was scared to fire a flight chief.
Wes Lawrence says members see who are getting promoted and know those on flight are not getting the same shine. So that is true. I know there was one point when I was a defender where I think Security Forces Enterprise was pushing out a narrative that from now on,
Flight's
I
the most-
remember it was like
Yep.
Master Sergeants have to be on flight, that you have to have a flight chief EPR. And they were trying to push that. It was more important to be in the operational piece. I think that was the wrong way to look at it. I think ultimately the commander and the chief set the priorities of what's important. They have to say the most important thing is your core job, and that's being a defender and protecting the base. Then everything else is based on your performance. So just because you are the NCYC of plans and programs doesn't mean you're going to win automatically an award over a flight chief. Because some
But-
people say, "Oh, how's the flight chief win? All he does is they just check badges, whatever. Look at all these programs I did. I was the
Right.
first in this, and first in this, and first in this."
right.
But what is the most important thing for a commander? That goes back, that's related to stratification. You can say
Yep.
all you want, you did all these programs and stuff, but what's important to the commander?
Correct.
If no one gets on the base and everyone's protected and you captured it right, you should win. Last point, and I'll be quiet. I remember at Luke, when I was a group chief, they were doing strats. This is when Ron Thompson was there. Shout out to Ron Thompson, he was command chief there. And we were arguing back and forth, all as group chiefs, about who should be in the top 5 master sergeants. So when we gave him our rankings, when I was at Luke, there was this guy, you remember him, Captain America himself, Dustin or whatever, what's his name?
Walker.
Walker, right?
Yeah.
I had Walker 6 of 6, right, at the MSG. So when we did, everybody had Walker, like, didn't even make the cut. And so Ron was like, I don't see Walker in there. We was like, Walker, we was giving up our reasons why, yada, 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 this, yada, yada, yada. How about a week later when we sat down, we went over what the wing commander wanted? General Canterbury, I remember. He had Walker get in there at number 22 out of 24, and he bumped 2 other people that was number 2 and 3 at the MSG. And you know why he said? Because he remembers him being the flight chief the day they had an active shooter, potential active shooter on Luke.
Hey, you know what's crazy? He wasn't even the flight chief. He was back office.
Oh, well.
He just put a gun on when he heard the call and ran out there.
Yeah.
And he
ended up getting promoted because of it, too.
Yeah. And he was the mass sergeant out there, the only mass sergeant during day shift that
We gotta
quickly
do a show on that one.
put on their gun.
We gotta do a show on that
I'll
one.
tell you, man, that was a bad one. He was not the flight chief during that day.
It
Yeah.
ran like he did, that's for sure.
Oh, of course.
If you can't flight chief or have it, he put all caps there. If you can't flight chief or have it, you are not getting stratted. At least how I rock.
Yo, I think Gallagher started that BS that only lasted a couple months.
Oh, shout out to Donnie Gallagher.
Yeah, he started that bullshit that a lot of chiefs try to feed into, but that thing never survived first contact, as we say. That thing never survived first contact at all. I damn near criminalized that back office type. Damn. Okay.
Hey, Corey, dang, bro.
Tony Renee, what's good? Uh-oh, she gonna throw me
What's
some.
up,
she
Tony
gonna throw
Renee?
me some
Let me make
flames.
sure I get this right. You want me to say this on the air?
That's crazy. That's crazy. Question. As a chief, S2 falls under you. How much time do you put into the enlisted EPB versus Vector checking the others in the squadron. Question: Would it be looked at favoritism by spending more time on theirs? Same thing with QC. Same exact thing with QC.
Hold on. What do you mean as a chief? You mean as a chief master sergeant, the chief of the unit? Or are you saying as a chief of S2?
No, I think she's saying chief of the unit because I mean at different bases is different, but like
Okay, I get it
QC
because your
falls under
chief
chief.
falls
Yeah,
under S2.
yeah.
So I can only speak from my experience. I spent a lot of time on senior NCO EPBs because they're going to the board. And then, of course, master sergeants when they start going to a board. I didn't really focus mostly on S2 or QC because they fell underneath me. I just kept them all the same.
So yes, Corey, right. Back office is supposed to support staff. That's not right. That back office is the least supporting of staff. They are the ones that support staff the least. I find a 7-year-old kid at the freaking elementary school that supports a flight better than staff does. Staff will support flight Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 and 1 to 3:30. That's it. That is it. And then when active shooters happen. Corey, I agree, but the system outside of the unit does not see the flight chief in
Mhm.
SF is not held to the same
That's a good
esteem as
point.
back office.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As a flight chief, your job is to take care of people. They take care of the mission. Your job is to lead. Very true, Walt.
Yeah.
Wes said, when I was a young senior NCO, the number one senior NCO spot was NCO of A. Yep, operations, and the
Yep.
flight chief wasn't. Yep.
Yep.
Wes is 100%. I think that's still
As,
the
I
same
mean,
way.
as it should. I mean,
No, but that's saying that back office is more important.
no, I don't agree with that. My thing is this: it goes back to body of work. If as a flight chief you working your butt off more than NCOIC of ops, then yeah, you should get the nod. But naturally, the NCOIC of the ops has control or sub control of the flight chiefs. So it would assume that they have more scope. But that doesn't mean a flight chief can't do more.
Can you take that?
Corey says, I feel you. I think he's talking to Wes or me, maybe. I could only control my area, though. If we are doing right, the record is balanced with experience. And Tony, I'm glad you didn't get fired from DA. I'm glad to hear that.
No,
Corey
no.
says, like a good staff support senior NCO should.
Mm-hmm.
And that person has already done that BS.
She said, I did.
Oh. Damn, no, I ain't. Oh, well, moving on.
Oh, well, it's crazy. Oh, well, it's crazy.
All right, hopefully that wasn't the case.
Let me clarify. It's support staff, not back office. Oh, okay. We're calling it wrong. Sorry about that. Support staff. They don't support shit. That person.
They call it back office in circles. So,
yeah. Barry, what's good, big dog? What's good with you? I need to call you, matter of fact. Robinson said, I'm not SF, so please break it down. Why do positions hold so much weight? Why isn't performance the number one fact? Robinson, bruh, that is the security. As security forces, we don't know that. No, I'll tell you what it is. Well, go ahead. You go first, and I'll tell you the real reason.
Tony, not because of what I did, I hope. I mean, anyway, we can talk offline. So back to Brayson Robinson's question. First of all, thanks for the question. Not being SF and you being on here, we appreciate it, man. It's good to get your perspective. I don't think it's the fact of positions hold more weight. I just think the perception of positions. So everyone knows as a master sergeant, and in some circles as a tech sergeant, your entry level is flight chief. You're always going to be a flight chief, right? That's why what Corey said earlier, you're not getting a strat unless you've been a flight chief. I've had situations that has happened. So if you put on your EPR that you're a flight chief, like, hey, you've got 4 other flight chiefs. But if you put on your EPR, you are the NCOIC of ops, or the NCOIC of police services, or the NCOIC of physical security, you have more scope. Plus, in your records, you do have flight chief in there. it is perceived you would have an advantage because this dude, say you are a flight chief, and I'm the NCOIC of plans and programs. I already been a flight chief. Let's not even get into how fast that could happen.
Mhm.
If I only did 6 months of flight chief and somebody in the senior leadership thought I was so great and they needed somebody and they pulled me off flight, I only was a flight chief for 6 months, but I got the EPR. Whereas you, this is your second EPR as a flight chief. But because even though you're killing it, I'm the NCOIC of plans. Plus, they said, well, he ain't never was a flight chief. I was a flight chief for 6 months. So I think it just depends on performance is the factor. It just depends on the person who is making that determination. I think that's what it comes out.
Yeah, I think I was just about to say that. Robinson, to your point, from my experience, because I could just speak off my experience, it's different than everybody else's experience, and I can only speak on what I know. When you're back office or support staff, you are in cahoots with the senior, the chief, usually the commander, and if you have a civilian boss, they're usually a prior SF, can write really well. They're in cahoots with the command. So your name is always coming up. Your name is coming up because of a program, because of a position. Like if you're a QC, every staff meeting they talks about how many QCs they do, and they know Peterson is the master sergeant over QC. They be like, "Oh, it's you." So your name always comes up. So that's why position holds more weight than performance, because performance only gets measured when something happens and something great. So if we'd be like, "Oh, I was on flight and our flight wrote 12 tickets this week," people be like, "All right, thanks. Next comment." Whereas back office, they always get their performance highlighted. So that's why the position / performance matters. And you're always in cahoots with the senior, the chief. You're just walking around, rubbing elbows, showing up at the same time, going to off base events, going to sports days and stuff like that, depending on who your chief is. And if you share some common interests with your senior or your chief, man, you're golden. You're golden. Whereas a flight chief, you're more focused on your people. You're not focused on all that other stuff. So the people who you're focused on is not really the ones that are going to help you get promoted. Like I said, my experience not the same as everybody else's. Corey said the NCOIC is most of the time guaranteed to that position.
Graduated.
Oh, graduate to that position. They were usually the most squared away flight chiefs. Am I missing something? Are we placing random people in NCOIC operations? Also, if their EPR is weak, as a NCOIC of operations NCOIC is actually worse. That's very true. I won't say they're graduated position. It's usually whoever they want to get promoted.
I disagree. I can only speak from my experience when I was at Kadena. That job is usually handpicked. It was like,
That's
say,
what I'm saying.
we were grooming. What I mean by that is there's certain levels you have to achieve in order to get that position. So in other words, it was never a job that you would put in a resume for.
Right.
It was, okay, we look at your records. You was a flight chief. You was a flight chief at this base, this base. You wouldn't be the NCOIC of ops at our base until you've done at least flight chief. Once you did flight chief, you do good or whatever, because if you're NCOIC of ops, you're a second to the senior. You're actually running the flight. It's hard for you to run the flight if you've ever been a flight chief. I guess maybe that's what you said. My bad.
Yeah. It's handpicked. So it's really whoever they want to put up for
Do
senior.
y'all disagree with that?
Yeah. I mean, what's the other way of doing it? Resumes and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm 50-50 on it. I just think it needs to be an understanding that this is a hand-picked position, and usually they're picking the position not because this guy has
Oh,
graduated, because they want this guy to make senior. That's really what it is.
Wes ain't gonna never let me live this down.
What happened?
Wes, look.
DC, your guy, Andrew wasn't it, but he was your guy. Ooh.
He wasn't my guy. Let me make sure I
Oh.
make it clear, Wes. This guy that you're referring to was the most senior of all the master sergeants. He's worked
Oh.
flight. He was a former K9 handler. He worked flight. Look, the way I look at it is this,
What was his name?
and this is a great topic point. If you have someone in your unit that has had good EPRs, Good performance, senior in rank. At some point, you got to either, I don't want to use that analogy. At some point, you got to be able to determine, yo, who is this person? Example, let's say you, Pete,
Terrible.
have been in 17 years. No,
Right.
let's say you've been in 22 years.
Right.
Higher tenure for masters, what? I forgot, 24?
24.
24, right? Let's say you've been in 22 years. You had good EPRs, good performance, but you've been at the same position for 2 years. Whereas there was other people last year that have been in position 6 months or a year and they got promoted. And it was 6 years your junior. And it's one thing if you say, I'm good where I'm at. But if you come to me and you say, look, can you look at my records? What am I missing? And I look at it and I determine this is what you're missing. You got all this experience, but you're not in this position. At some point, we got to be able to, what is it, take an ish or get off the toilet? Same thing for you. So I'm going to put you in a position. Hey, now it's time to show and prove. If you don't show and prove, then box check. Time for you to go away. And so I think that's what he's referring to.
So he didn't show and prove.
He did. I don't think he was, in hindsight, I don't think he was. You know how you see somebody and then they make it and they disappoint you? When he made senior, I was disappointed.
Oh, and he made senior.
Yeah, he made senior.
Holy.
And Wes, and let's be honest, Wes, there's some bias in it because you and him almost got in a scuffle.
Holy moly.
You know what I mean?
Discipline Mindset 24. Thanks for the follow.
Yes, thank you, sir. Much appreciated.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Corey said, all of my senior NCO positions were moved per CC and SFM decisions. E6 and below were resume processes, as documented in our human resources OI. It's not that hard to be transparent. Part of the problem is not documenting how these things are executed in the unit. Protect your CC. Great point. Great point. Robinson, thank you for writing up here because I like your comments already. When you have the high vis job and that spotlight is on you, your wins and losses should speak louder. That job shouldn't come with expectations to stratify. Like Chief said, show your proof. Show your proof. Show and prove.
Yes.
I agree with you on that. But when we realize they were terrible, it's time for someone new. That's true.
Yes, I will tell you. I will publicly say Gooch says yuck and he wasn't it. Huh? You talking about the guy I'm talking about? I will tell you, Wes, I didn't realize that I didn't realize my error until after he made it.
And that's fair. That's fair.
It was like creating a monster.
Wes, that's fair. That's fair, Wes. He admitted it. That's fair. Sometimes we don't realize it till it's too late. That's fair.
I like intervention.
It's like, you know what? Like that guy that you let be an officer when he wasn't ready to be an officer.
Ooh.
I ain't gonna mention no name because he watches the show. They got yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
No, I said I didn't want him to do it. But if you talking about the same person, I'm talking
about. We talking about the same person.
No, I told my boss I didn't want him to. But they
that sounds like that over two.
No, I disagree, man. You hater.
Oh, you just said the same thing.
I mean, that's you know what I'm telling you. Shameless plug. I'm planning on doing a show, if you agree, on that same topic about development and stratification, because that's the dangers of it. Because there is no blueprint on how to assess talent. There are basic things you look for, and sometimes people don't reveal who they are until it's too late. The next topic should be the officer enlisted pay gap. Bro.
We'll take that next topic. We'll do that next week.
Take that one next.
Yeah, we'll do that next week.
To get back on track though, we already talked about the pitch, right? I want to talk about quickly
smoke and mirrors.
Why it still matter? Like, if the job matters, why people still clown it internally? as well as externally, clown cops. Like
Because
I hate the term freaking second foe.
I don't care about that.
We gotta okay. Does anybody care besides me that sec foe is embarrassing?
I think we do it to ourselves.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we really do it to ourselves. Like we are our worst enemies. And then the public just, and when I say public, the other airmen feed off of that. Like, yo, I'm getting paid the same amount as you. I get all these days off. I don't ever have to fight for leave. I don't ever have to fight for if I'm sick to show up to work. Most people, they just don't show up to work. Like, so we do it to ourselves. And look at me, I'm sitting here fighting with, especially if my flight chief don't like me. Oh my God, I'm done. I'm done. I can't do anything. I got to fight for anything. Hate it. What's up, Roycer?
Hey, what? Sounds stupid. What we talking about?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Secfo. Yeah. I eliminate Secfo from our language. Dang, from the whole language.
Because here's my thing. If you're internal to security forces and you come up with the term Secfo, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
We should not let people outside of our career field give us nicknames and we take it. Newer generation allowed that. Yeah, I agree.
I agree with
that
too.
Man.
I don't care.
I think it's bull. I hate it. I hate it.
As
I
long as
almost
you
got in a fight a couple of times of that. And I was a command chief at the time, almost got in a fight because of it.
You know what's funny is that people be like, oh, you were Secfo. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't call you that. Like, I don't care. Hey, as long as my paycheck is in my account on the 1st to 15th, you call me whatever you want. Secfo,
we need it. Lord, give me an intervention on this guy. Somebody lay hands on this guy.
I don't care. Never been a part of my language.
Thank you,
I never said it, but I don't care. You call me wherever you want.
What about let's we talked about this on the show and we had him on the show before. Shout out to I know my butcher. Woo man. What about the parodies you see of people making fun of security forces, the stuff they do without the gear on? It don't bother you.
Nope, not one bit.
You don't think it hurts the image and stigma of security forces?
Yes, it does. Yes, it
does. And it doesn't bother you. Now it don't bother you because you're retired.
What up, Chief? Pete.
Thank you.
Also, the main hater of Defender Nation. Defender
Thank
Nation
you.
is not the hater of Defender Nation.
Go back to that comment. Go back to that comment.
It's not.
Go back real quick. I want to make a point. Go back to that comment.
I have accepted it.
Go back. Chief Williams. Thank you for watching the show.
I hit him with that
being the only other person to hold this dude accountable because you deserve it. Because
I told you were saying is not a whole hater, the whole Defender Nation.
I swear.
That is crazy. Just because I don't care about Secfo. Back to your point about Woo Man. I think it does hurt the image very badly, but most of it's true. That's what makes it so funny.
But doesn't this go back to what we were talking about of how to fix it, right?
Thank you, Tony. That's exactly what I just said. Doesn't bother because half of it is true. Hold on, let me get to Dell's point. Oh, did we just cut off? Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Chief Lawrence, I got some solid airmen that just came to my flight out here in Germany recently. Definitely see the pendulum swinging towards hungry airmen. Enjoy the career field. Okay, Wes, get your kudos. Get your kudos. That's funny. We all have people who act like the pay. What? I don't understand it. All right. Go ahead.
I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying, can we all agree? Does it help the reputation or hurt the reputation?
It hurts
of 3P career field.
Yeah, it hurts it.
So it's not. So his skits are funny, and they're true. And I guess if you were to look at it from the same angle as Drewski, they're parodies, and they're designed to bring light and comedy to the career field. Corey says, 0 ducks to me. Pull up. We are better than you. Corey, wait a minute. Wait. Pause for a minute. Pause. Corey, you good, man? You coming hard today. Better than you. We dominated the base, award strats, etc. Pull up. Make your own battle space the ish.
Jesus.
The narrative changes. Nobody's laughing at Indiana football right now.
That's what. Look, okay, discipline mindset. I agree with the culture change coming out of tech school. Shout out to Wes. Okay,
Yeah.
Wes.
Yeah, I mean, Wes, look, let's be honest.
We
Wes,
need to get Pete hooked on fun. Well, F
yes.
you, Wes. Never mind.
And
Hey,
look,
kick Wes down. Never mind. Nope. No more talking
shout
about
out
tech
to
school.
Wes, man.
Nope.
Like this
Nope.
is a good example. Like Wes, the way talent Wes is so talented. I mean, he did a bid at the Pentagon. He worked with the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force and all those folks. Even when he's at Andrews, phenomenal speaker, motivator, can get anybody to run through a brick wall. He's an example of would he do well at a regular unit? He would do exceptionally well, but he's right where he needs to be. You need somebody with that energy where he's at. And no offense to other people who've been at that school, I've never in my time since I've been in seen somebody with the type of caliber Wes Lawrence has working at the SF Tech
Very
School.
true. Hey, if I could hit the button,
Perfect.
I would.
Perfect.
Yep. Very true.
Perfect. Perfect selection. It hurts why though we have things that make us funny. Yeah, I mean, going back to that comment, shout out to Wu Man again. I think he's funny, hilarious. It just it's true. It's just like Drewski's skit.
Yes.
Having him come down from the rafters and Christian Louboutin shoes and talking about he gonna impregnate everybody with the spirit. It's funny, but it hurts at the same time because it's true how some of the preachers act. No
Yeah.
different than the defenders.
That exactly.
So I guess the real question is not so much a question, or the real act is, how do we fix it? If we are letting parodies hurt our reputation, we're not doing it right.
That's right.
Everybody know how we get down. There is good and bad with us. If you can't laugh at yourself when warranted, you losing. Well, I guess I'm losing. I'm laughing a little bit. Discipline Mindset says just got to stop the marriages after graduation.
Hey, Wes, how you all stopping that? That's a good question. Wes, what are y'all doing in the schoolhouse about that? Especially you marrying another cop. Those don't last. Those don't last. Nah, shout out to the ones who can make it last. I appreciate it. We pushing good energy and changing the atmosphere. Tough training with care of individuals at the same.
That's how it should be.
Hey, Wes, you should get unpopular celebrities come down there and talk to your graduating troops at graduation day. That's what you should do.
Absolutely.
That's what you should
I'll
do.
visit anyway.
Definitely, that's what we should
You
do.
gonna fly over here to do it?
Yeah, I'll fly out there. Yeah, I got some miles I need to use anyway.
There you go, Wes.
Yeah, Wes, you should get us out there to talk to your graduating troops.
So
wait, back. I want to put a bow on this Wu Man thing.
Okay.
How do we change it? We change the culture. The culture is so effed up that we be trying to pretend that we are. Sometimes we think we're Army snipers. Next, we think we're Delta Force. Next, we think we're janitors. Next, we think we're the Air Force grunts. We're all over the place. Like, let's just get a culture, establish it, and own it. I think when I came in, we had this culture that y'all instilled on us young people, and that's what it was. What happened was, as y'all got phased out and our new era got phased in, we lost it. I don't know what era we lost it in. Maybe 10 years after 9/11, maybe 15 years after 9/11, we lost it. Totally lost it. Tech school ain't the problem. It's the damn unit. Tony, I agree.
I agree.
Man, this is a touchy subject. Too many marriages. Yep. Come on down. Wes, don't BS. Don't, because if I fly all the way down there and I don't get no day invite, I'm be pissed.
I know if I drive all the way down there, Wes.
I'm gonna be pissed. Wes, I'm gonna be.
I owe him a visit anyway. So
I'm gonna blow some stuff up. I'll be pissed.
Corey, when you say identity crisis, and Pete, when you say that, what should we be then?
No, those are just the Ravens. Very out their faces on social media like they special. Hey, yeah, hide their name tag.
I think the Ravens are pretty cool.
Yeah.
The fact that they get flight pay and
Well,
all those air medals, they must be elite, right?
well, there goes our invite. You talk about Wes's pride and joy right there. There's our invite right out the window.
That's right.
Yeah, you just messed that up.
Everyone except Wes Lawrence. He's phenomenal. Outstanding defender and Raven. What's his number? 4A Bravo 3923 exclamation mark asterisk ampersand, I think.
I don't care about y'all being pissed. We ain't scared. Yo, if I come down there, I'll get an invite. You gonna need that whole tech school, all 12 flights or whatever y'all got now, to come down there and help you out. Cause I'm gonna blow some shit up. I'll be pissed. Pissed. The Ravens are cool.
Hey, well said.
Yeah.
That's what you say, don't it? My bank
Yeah,
account.
my bank account. Yeah, talk to my bank account. You got a problem. But back to the point, the identity crisis. So, what do you think we should be? We should be security forces. Whatever that, somebody should identify what that is and go to that. Because I think there was a part where I came in, we understood what it was, or unless it was very easily to understand. Now we're all over the place. First we were base security. Then we went to air base defense. Then we went to law enforcement. Then we went back to security. Then we went to flight's the most important thing. Then we went to the flight chief's the most important thing. Then we're like, no, you got to own a program. So we're just all over the place. I mean, that's just in my 20 years. We've been all over the place. We don't stay. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think my former boss, shout out to Major General John Allen, who listens to the show from time to time, when he was in the seat, and he's an engineer by trade, and I thought the things his vision of security forces was great. He said that we need more civilians to take more garrison jobs and be on the gate so defenders can go train 24/7 and be able to go forward and do the job and
That's
not
the
worry about the
infantry.
garrison.
That's the infantry.
Yeah, that's why I agree with him.
I'm
I
fine
think,
if that's going to be our job. I'm fine.
but the problem is that we don't have the personnel to be able to concentrate on that, and the Air Force is not bought on that. The Air Force, they don't even like defenders. Remember when they were allowing defenders to wear tactical caps at the gate?
Yep.
Now you don't see any defenders, maybe at the hot weather climates, not wearing berets. The Air Force, even as long as they've been around, does not like having anyone else at the gate than a defender, because they like having a defender at the gate because the way they look.
Right.
And what the beret symbolizes. When you think of the Air Force, the other services or the public, when they think of the Air Force, they think of, chair force, blah, blah, blah. But it's almost like I feel like the Air Force sees defenders as the poster child. And there's nothing against other career fields, but when you see sharp defender, exclamation, asterisk, sharp defender, tactical gear, weapon, beret, fit, that's the image the Air Force want to see. Rarely do you see think about it. When you see these promotional videos of the Air Force, right? Which one stands out the most? Usually a defender with a beret, extra points if they're having a canine dog. It's always like that.
Tight.
It's always like that. I don't agree with it, because, K9, first of all, their uniform's always trash, but, we can go on to that. Wes Lawrence says, just do open base, bring back 2220s. Ooh.
I don't even know what 2220s are.
What's 2220s, Wes? You got me.
Those are those base decals on your car.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good catch. Anyway, that's why I think we need it.
So that's where we say identity crisis is. I'm fine with whatever we want to do. And back to discipline mindset, we're like every 2 years, depending on who the top guy. I mean, Gallagher's been in there for goddamn 20 years. I don't know how long he's been in there for, but every 2 years we change. We can't stay. Every other career field, for the most part, man, what Structures did back in 1974, Structures does in 2026. If we are just going to be, now, what hurts us is we try to spread too thin. We realize we spread too thin, then we're like, oh, we can't do that anymore. We need to focus on this. We can't do that anymore. We need to focus on this. I get it. Base to base, your mission is going to change. And we are one of the few career fields that base to base, your mission is going to change. I'm sure it's like that for HVAC. HVAC is different at F.E. Warren than it is at Luke, right? We don't need heat. We need AC, right? Different. I get that. But we can't even figure out base to base, if you're going to do this at this base, you're going to do something totally different at this base. and you're gonna act totally. That's where it really jacks up is we act totally different. Same job, same people, but for how they act at FE Warren is different than how they act at Yokota. Different than how they act at Korea is different than how they act at Tyndall.
Yeah, I would agree, especially when it comes to procedures.
Right.
We never
Yes.
can get our ish together, man.
And that's where we
One
look
base
stupid.
allows people entry on personal recognition when they forget ID card. The other place, you got to call somebody from inside to come get you.
There you go.
That ever worked at Andrews West?
That worked. Talking about the base decals. The base decals. Can you hear me?
Yeah, in Korea, half my tour, Dell, in Korea, half my tour, we were directed to keep our focus on processes in LE. Next commander's direction felt like we stood up a base defense group in PACAF and was the Wild Wild West.
Yep.
Leadership vision matters. It does. And I don't see anything wrong with it. I just think, yeah, jack of all trades, master of none.
So we
I
said
agree.
at the beginning.
But at the same time, I mean, to Dell's point, commander's vision matters. More importantly, the wing commander's vision. If one commander comes in and all he cares mostly about is traffic tickets, guess what? You writing traffic tickets. But then the next commander comes in and says, all I care about is the flight line. You building DFPs on the flight line. You know what I mean? It changes. You ultimately work for the wing commander.
I'm fine.
The commander at the SF squadron's defense force commander.
I'm fine with.
Go ahead.
I'm fine with that. But somebody, and this is the problem that we didn't talk about, somebody needs to be able to articulate that. Hey guys, I know last week we focused on traffic tickets. We got a new commander in the seat. His focus is on the flight line, so we're going to focus on the flight line. So things are going to change. But what happens is, and you've been in squadrons, I've been in squadrons, everybody on this podcast has been in squadrons, where things change and be like, why the hell we doing that for? What the heck we doing this for? And nobody explains it. And most of the time, airmen, this is another detriment of our career field, won't ask the dumb question. Or if they do, they ask it to the dumb person. Like they ask the squadron commander and they be like, I don't know. What is it? Are y'all doing that? Why are y'all doing that? And then people be like, don't ask the commander no more questions. So it's a lot of that all encompassed. Can you take this question?
Gora says the defense force commander should report to someone not on the installation for customer service functions.
Ooh.
Those political gymnastics take up 90% of the triad's time, thus taking away from fixing the issue we have been discussing. I don't know if I totally agree with that one.
Yeah.
Because in the end, I see what you're saying. It should not, but who should they report to? Because you think about it, if I see his point, there are times we got bottled up and stuff the wing commander heard from the public they didn't like. Maybe we didn't put out enough speed cards, or they wanted more patrols doing this, and we had to like kind of answer to it. But I mean, that's our job, right? I look at the wing commander as being the mayor. If you're in the police force, who do you answer to? You answer to the mayor. The chief of police answers to the mayor. Discipline Mindset 24 says it's no different than what we deal with on a higher level. Administration agree. What? Hey, agree. I agree 100%. And so to your point, I don't think people don't ask the questions. I think the question they should ask, or really not a question, what they should assess is like, hey, look, they say, okay, the previous wing commander was more concerned about security.
Yes.
The new wing commander is mostly concerned about law enforcement.
Yes.
Well, we need it, sir or ma'am, you want us to focus on law enforcement. We only have 2 law enforcement vehicles.
Yes.
We've only got, out of the 400 defenders we have, only 10% are certified in law enforcement. It's going to take time, and here are the resources we need. That's what should be done. And they could be doing that, and the wing commander be like, you ain't getting it, figure it out, maybe.
True.
But for the young troops, I think, and maybe to your point, I think for them to say pick one thing or 2 things we're good at, that will never happen.
No.
I think it's almost unrealistic in my opinion.
Yeah. What says we have to show different SF capabilities at almost every installation. I tell the schoolhouse We are multi-faceted and have to be trained and ready to train. We have to be flexible. I know flexibility is the key to air power, and I think security forces shows that off more than anybody else. It's just hard to do that when every day something changes. And when I say every day, that's a little dramatic. Not every day, but stuff changes all the time. It's like, God, dog, we really just got a hold of this. And to your point, I hope commanders are in there, and the installation commander says the flight is the number one thing, or the flight line is the number one thing. Our number one asset is what's on the flight line. I want that thing buttoned down, knuckled down, tightened down. Nobody can step forward. I want to change restricted area badges. I want to change gate codes. I want new fencing put up. Blah blah blah. Security forces, I need you to have more people out there. Roger that, sir. We're gonna need more people. We're gonna need to hire more civilians. We're gonna need whatever that takes. Change the schedule up, and that's what we're gonna have to do. I hope they're not just in there being like, "Yes, sir, got it."
Some.
Right, but
I
that's
do think,
that's part of
right.
the issue right there.
Yeah.
And like you said, at one base, trusted travelers 100%. At the next base, no trusted traveler. Now that's an installation security thing, AT thing. I get that, but that's not projected. And the funny thing is, when I'm a young airman, I've been at Luke Air Force Base, and then I go to Beale Air Force Base, and something changed. Like, we didn't do this at Luke. Like, shit, we look the same. We're both wearing berets. We're both carrying the same guns. We both got the same carrier plates. We basically the same mission, same climate. Why aren't we doing the same thing? It's never portrayed as going to be different. To Wes's point, great point. You have to be multifaceted. It's hard to explain it. It's easier once you see it, and you just hope your words resonate once the situation comes up. But that's going to be on person to person.
Yeah. Before we run out of time, there's two things I want to make sure we cover. And after all the stuff we did, the last show and this show, we're kind of talking about things we can fix. What I would like to offer is we highlight maybe 3 to 5 things. Maybe that doesn't irritate you, but you can tell like that's a part of our career for that people do that you find funny. Like we were talking the other day about people who go out and they buy their own handcuffs,
Oh,
their own
man.
handcuff,
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Yep.
And
G.I.
then
Joe.
finally, we give our, I don't know, 3 to 5 takes on if you were the top cop of the day and you had infinite resources, unrealistic, but just give your 3 to 5 things you would do or you would offer that would help change the career field for the better.
Okay, can we go back and forth?
Yeah, we can.
All right. One thing you said can't stand or pet peeve about the career field?
Yeah, just things you noticed that were pet peeves that you thought were hilarious, that were funny,
Yeah.
about cops, like I guess, like I said, somebody buying their own handcuffs.
I was
with their
about to say,
hand.
people that buy their own gear. I think it's buy their own web belts, buy their own freaking handcuff. Handcuff keys I'm good with because that little one, that one's tough. The longer one is a lot better. So if you don't get that, get the longer handcuff key. Get the little thing, the little lanyard for your restricted area badge. That was cool. That was cool. The little 550 cord lanyard. That was cool. But getting a flashlight on your M4 and getting a dang taser pouch and getting a dang M9 carrier holster and then the other thing that goes along with this is the name tags that they put on the front of their plate carrier that they have O positive on there. Bro, what the fuck? This ain't Vietnam. Ain't nobody taking your blood and giving it to somebody else. Like, come on, big dog. Like, ain't nobody care what your blood type is.
I did it too.
I know you did. O negative. Man, ain't nobody give a duck.
I'm guilty.
Yeah. Anyway, those are one thing. Go ahead.
You took all the good ones. I used to love or thought was funny when people would get the little SF badge and they would put it on their belt in civilian clothes.
I never seen that.
They would wear, well, mostly your investigators will wear it, because
that one.
But you had regular defenders wear it. And I've had young defenders tell me when they got pulled over, they showed the police officer that he's like, I'm a police officer too.
We had
One
to do.
defender told me, was like, the police officer said, "What's that?" He said, "I'm a cop too." He's like, "Cop of what?" "I'm a security forces member." "What's that?" That's what the defender told me.
You
He
know,
ended up getting a ticket anyway. So.
real shit. We had a dude that did that at a bar. Basically, people were getting into it. This guy and this girl were getting into it. He went over there, showed his SF badge, said he was a cop. He actually got
Yeah.
arrested for that, for impersonating an officer or whatever the hell it was. Training would be hard. He said he's a federal, impersonating federal law enforcement. That's what it was. Training would be harder. Get rid of LE and make it all on the locals' authority to handle. Focus on money and that's if he was yes.
I think your law enforcement folks wouldn't like that one.
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
You probably lose more people.
The other thing to go
Not saying I
along
don't
with,
agree.
the other thing to go along with the gear is the people that buy the things that go in your radio, the earpieces, and it
Yeah.
cracks
And
me
it's
up.
always that one person on flight, and you never find out until it actually happened. You'll be riding around with somebody, Delta 3 security, and you about to pick it up. They'll be like, "Go ahead." You be like,
Yeah, what the hell? Where
and you be like, "Oh, I got this earpiece." Blah blah blah. They be like,
you
"Oh,
got
it's
the
cool.
little thing right here.
You know, it's Whisper. You know,
Yeah.
it's Mike here." You said, "Well, how? Oh, it's $350, but I didn't care." You know, blah
Right,
blah blah
right.
blah. And they wearing that garb mount.
Oh yeah, those are the ones that do the least amount of work. I can always find the ones that do the least amount of work with the most gear. Always find the ones. Another pet peeve of mine, since I have so many, another pet peeve of mine is posting. I think posting is the craziest thing. We say the highest value posts are always the worst ones. The worst posts are always the ones that need to be posted first. Security always has to be posted first. And then law enforcement is way down there at the bottom. But that's the ones everybody wants to be on.
Well, I mean, I
Post
think it's a
priority.
science behind
Post
that. It makes
priority.
sense.
Yeah,
It makes
yeah.
sense. Wes says the power went out, and I heard a lieutenant say, "I am security forces. I'm a security forces officer. Please stay calm." People yelled out.
Sit down, shut up. Oh, Curtis Cockrell.
Curtis, what's up? Cockrell, what's going on, man? Raw gums. All
Okay.
that crappy on weapon cops thinking they don't need a weapons class. Get the range and can't shoot then. Unqual.
Ooh.
All that and fail M9
Yep,
qualification.
yep. Those be the ones. Got their own holsters. They push button holsters and all. I think just gear overall is my pet peeve. Gear overall.
But to the posting piece, what do you think, in your opinion? I know you know. Oh, I hope you know this. What is the most vulnerable post on the base?
The gate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why do we put A1C airmen on the gate?
That's it.
Why?
Yeah, yeah. Don't forget about the developmental podcast you brought up. That would be fine. Development podcast.
Hey, do me a Discipline Mindset 24. Do me a favor. When you get a chance, send us some notes on what you would like to see. And quick plug, these two podcasts were sponsored by Sarah Rodolfo. She's a former defender, now admin troop at IMSC. Love to hear from listeners when they have ideas for shows. So this is from her. So Discipline, send me some notes on what you would like for us to talk about. It sounds familiar. I just want to make sure I hit everything. Dondre says, security forces is still one of the only AFSCs that attach rank to medal.
Oh.
A tech sergeant and mass sergeant could do the same thing, but that tech is definitely not getting an MSM. Ooh, that's another story. Another show. You earn Manning per PPC. Yep, great point, Corey. That's a cheap talking right there. Dell says, I'd push to mandate augmentee duty for a year to make a more lethal wing.
Ooh.
Actually, that's what we're supposed to be going to because of the deployed combat wing.
Yeah.
Everyone is supposed to be doing it. But yeah, another thing, and I forgot who mentioned it. There was something that said, somebody said something that's similar to what I'm about to say. The problem is the Air Force perception. They want cops, but they don't want to do what the cops do. When they went to force protection and they started talking about, oh, everybody's just a force protector. Everyone's a sensor. You try to get somebody on the gate. Oh, I got more stuff I got to do in retirements and processing. Oh, I can't go out there. Who's going to feed people at defense? I gotta pack parachutes. No, I want to go out. Deployed combat wing is now dead. That's unfortunate.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. That's unfortunate.
Sheesh. That thing didn't survive
You know what the
first
sad
contact.
thing is? You know what the sad thing is? This concept of deployed combat wing and what you said is, or what his comments said about augmentees, and Curtis Cocker was saying ready augmentee. This was supposed to be done decades ago, because when you have a base in a high threat area in a war, you know, cops, we don't have enough cops to defend the base. So everybody is part of base defense. But the Air Force in general, not everybody, but the majority of the people in the Air Force still do not get this concept. They're like, we can't do it. You know how many, this is a rant, you know how many exercises I've seen at DM and at IMSC where they say, oh, they have a hot wash. And they say, oh, well, you had an attack at 12:30 a.m. What happened? Oh, well, the base was overrun in 30 minutes. Why? Well, because we lost 30 people on the line, blah, blah, blah. What about the other people? Well, we retrograded back. Did they have weapons? Right. Why didn't they stand and fight? We didn't have enough defenders. You couldn't go out there and help.
Yep. I think that's my other pet peeve is exercises. Whether flight level, base level, tabletops, the only people talking is the flight chief and the fire chief. Everybody else is just there. And they might have something to throw in. Medical might be like, oh yeah, we're here. We got bandages. Personnel be like, yeah, we're here. We're taking dim count.
Dim count.
Like, everybody else like security force, what would you be doing? Man, we'd be doing this. We'd be controlling this. We'd be setting the ECP up here. We'd be doing this, blah, blah, blah. We're all over the place. Everybody's like, yeah, but you there. Like, to your point, I remember back in the day, you remember this too. When something were to happen, they always said, take anybody active duty ID card and tell them to stand right here. Don't let nobody come in here.
Yeah,
You remember that? If there was like a major vehicle accident or something, they had to do traffic duty. Hey, stand right here and make sure all traffic flow that way. That's all you had to say. That's all you had. Or remember alarm activation? When people would come out the building, what would we do? We would take their ID card and make them stand right there. Not no more. They go to their car, they go out to lunch. Early lunch. Early lunch. Go home early.
Not too much on my medics. They fight for their life. Oh man, yeah. Shout out to the medics, man. That's
DHA.
tough time for the medics, bro. The other pet peeve I was gonna bring up is I love how they want so much from Pete. Never forget Crazy Fire.
Real.
They always want so much from defenders, right? But somebody put in there, and Wes said Corey mentioned about post priority chart based you get manning based on assets. That is true, but the problem is they always want us to do more, but we don't get enough. Remember the year of the defender?
Oh, that lasted a day. That was the day of the defender.
Piece of have heard.
Right.
Year defender. What did we get? What did we get?
I think we got one patrol car.
This media blitz about it. The year of the defender. What did we get?
Who was in charge during that time? Was it Sherman? Or was this before Sherman?
No, it wasn't Sherman. No, it wasn't General Sherman. I want to say it was what was the black guy's name? I can't remember.
Oh,
I think Stephen White. Shout out to Stephen White. He was the enlisted top cop. I can't remember.
Collins? Was it Collins?
Might have been.
He said K Wright. Oh, it was during K Wright's stint.
What? Yeah, but that was Chief Master Hartford. I think you're talking about Top Cop.
Top Cop, yeah. Maybe it was Collins.
But that was to me, you know what it was? That was terrible. All this stuff that you're a defender.
That's what makes us look bad. That's what makes things so funny. Like we do it to ourselves. No, you never heard of the year of the personnelist? You never heard the year of the freaking maintainer?
I don't think I have
one patrol car for every 6 bases. Yep. Oh, General Jameson. Thanks, Lampkin.
Okay, General Jameson. Thank you. Thank you.
Tulos.
Okay. And her enlisted chief. Freaking, what was her name?
Hart.
Oh no, was it? Yeah, Demi Hart. Oh,
yeah.
Hart. Oh.
Oh, Tulos Jameson, Tulos, yeah. Dang, yeah.
Yo, I remember that time when I was there. Kadena, I was like, yo, I would like to see, I was like 2 years in. I was like, I would
What?
like to go work at the group. Well, we need you there, chief. We need a good chief and continue doing good things. Then all of a sudden, next email I got, we could use a good chief at Korea. I want to say, just told me you needed me to stay here, but you want me to go to Korea?
Yeah.
Then the next year, I was like, yeah, this is my third year. She's like, no, we need you there. The next, we need a good sharp chief. It might not. You just told me to stay there.
Yeah. I know I usually don't talk about people, but Hart, the first time I met that girl, I was over the phone and I said, "Hey, how you doing, ma'am?" Oh my God. I got 10 minutes ear chewing about how she's a chief, not a man. I'm like, man, this wasn't even the purpose of my phone call. We were talking about what was that? Police week. I'm like, man, what the hell? I just want to see if you're going to show up to this event for Police Week. At the end of the day, the money has to come for those items. Yep, good point,
I
Corey.
agree.
All right. If I was Chief Master, or if I was the top cop, right? That was your other question?
Yeah, if you were top cop, what are like 3 or 5 things you would recommend? Well, let's go back and forth so you don't take all of them. What is one thing you would recommend, starting with one, you would recommend to help the career field?
Standardize what we're going to focus on.
Okay, what would be your answer to that? What do you
I'm
think we should
different. I'm
focus on?
different from everybody else. I like focusing on law enforcement, gate, and security. I say, here's what I say, and people ain't gonna like this. Get away from so much training. Get away from so much useless training. I'll say that.
That's
Useless
better.
training.
Yeah.
Same as what's AC for me too. I don't know what AC is. Defender optimization. Yep, that bullshit. Go ahead. Go ahead. What's one thing?
I'm still Wes Lawrence said, I would find a way, and this is not going to be popular. Go back to the uniforms where you make a requirement.
Yes.
Your uniform is iron pressed and
Oh,
you have
Astro.
shiny boots in garrison, not in garrison, not in the deployed area. When you're in the deployed area, yeah, you throw on your OCPs. We want you to be, blah, blah, blah. But when you're in garrison, you will wear a pressed uniform, creases, and some people would say, and to the people who would say, how does that make a good defender? It's not about making a good defender.
You're right.
It's about discipline. Even the worst defenders, if you can do your uniform, that's a start.
Mhm.
Corey says, rewrite 52-10. It's 2000. Damn, Corey, you remember the reg? Anyway, that would be one of mine. Over to you.
Other thing is, if we're going to use technology, I think we need to use it. If we're not, then don't. A key thing is the gate operations. If we want to just do gate operations, ID cards, only one defender in the gate shack, and they scan an ID card kind of like at a parking lot, at a hotel parking lot. I'm good with that. But let's do it. Let's not just talk about we have these things. Let's actually do it. And I know everybody's gonna say money, money, money. I get it. But that would be me. Y'all in here getting y'all ish off. Is that what we got to look forward to retirement? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It makes a massive difference. Royster says Iron Press BDUs was different maker in attitude. Yep, we just talked about that. All right,
And
go
I'll
ahead.
give you one because I loved your comment too. Because you're right. Again, shout out to Major General John Allen. Wrong one. Anyway, shout out to Major General John Allen because he pressed the Security Forces Center to come up with a plan to implement what Scott Air Force Base was doing with base entry. They had technology where vehicles would go through like the Army,
Mhm.
and it would scan your face.
Oh wow.
And it would go through, right? They had a defender at the gate, but they
Right.
didn't have that many because
Right.
they had technology.
Right.
And John Allen was like, yo, why can't we do that at every base?
Right.
And yes, there is some money involved, but a lot of times which goes to my second point, which ties into yours, the old school mentality. We need to remove the old school mentality and use new technology to operate security forces. Let's again, why do we need a 203? Why do we need a 302,
Doop.
502? Doop.
Doop.
Why do we need that to protect the flight line? Why do we need so much forces on the flight line? It's a dang stateside base. Put automated technology, make it a priority to get technology on the gate, to put more defenders on the road. And also, I'll leave the third one for the next one because I'm getting ahead of myself. But anyway, yes, I agree with you. We need to get rid of old school mentality. This old idea of integrated defense we need to get rid of that. There's no need for, and it's been a while, there's no need for us to have an ART and a SART and an area supervisor for a base.
Right.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Tara Opalowski, who's my old commander. She was like, yo, why do we need all these patrols on the flight line, Kadena? We need just one person on the flight line. Because you know what they'll say? They'll say, we need two-man patrol. Why? So that way they can keep the other one awake.
Yep. Yep.
Or they get a plane from Korea, right? And these protection levels, it's protection level 2. We need an EC, we need an internal ART, we need a SART. And we're like, yo, we ain't got enough people. Well, we need to drop a patrol unit for that. Drop a law enforcement unit.
Mm-hmm.
We need better school of thinking. Anyway, go ahead.
Discipline Mindset said the problem is with that is you have old people at the top that can't get out of their own way and let new things in. Yep. Yep. The face scan tech is dope. My company has it now. It's getting used at AETC.
Really?
What AETC base? Because it ain't at Luke. It damn sure ain't at Luke. It damn sure ain't at Lackland.
And are y'all partnering with IMSC with that? Because I didn't know about that.
Yeah, Corey over here dropping new knowledge.
Down there. You know what I mean? Rodney Woods. Hey, Rodney Woods, you listen, hit him up. Okay, over to you.
I don't know. I think if we could just stick to one thing for the next 10 years, I would be happy. Just stick to one thing or 2 or 3 things. But we try to focus on all types of different things, and we just need to focus on one thing. Like we used to say, get good at the basics. I think we actually did that. That would mean a lot to me. Get good at the basics. Stop trying to do all this other crazy crap. And I think that'd be my number one thing is let's just stick to 2 or 3 things and focus on that for 10 years. And if the war changes, then F it. The war changes. The war changes. It's okay. If we go to war with Russia, it's okay. We'll go fight in Russia. We don't need to think about, this is how they fight. Now we need to set up another, what are those things called where we go pre-deployment training and all this. Man, let's just go. Let's just go. Or if you're going to do pre-deployment training, make pre-deployment training good. But that goes back to useless training. Again, 31 1-1 and 5210 is the Achilles heel. Standing for 12 hours is crazy at this point. Yep. Definitely crazy. Not SF, though, logistic. Okay. It makes a massive difference. Supplying building gates right now. Okay. What do you think about the 820th then? I F with the 820s because they are focused on what they are doing. I like it. Focus on that, do that. Don't have 20 different things. We're focused on this, we're doing this, focus on this, doing this. Like, it's all over the place. Redeployment is needed, Pete. I see it in 4 years at Bliss. You talking about redeployment training? Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You got quiet. All right, go ahead. That's my last thing. I think if that makes any sense.
I agree with Curtis. I like the 822. The only thing redeployments need to peak. Trust me. I've seen the folks that came down at Bliss for 4 years. Good point. We should have did this a long time ago. Not we, the Air Force, a long time ago. Stop bullishing and make it mandatory doctrine that all Air Force personnel must perform force protection duties and be trained for it at the drop of a dime. Don't make it this just in time crap. This
Yeah.
ready augmentee stuff. Some base A got it, but not base B. Base C got it, but not base D.
Right.
And then making it optional. Stop with this bullish. Like, is force protection so important? Put your money where your mouth is and make it mandatory. So when they talk about us going to these obscure sites where we have to perform our own base security, and you've got only 20 defenders, that's not the time to train people. You shouldn't worry about training people for base security only when a war or a fight is coming.
Mhm.
It should be constant. It should be regular year training. Which goes back quickly to Curtis when he was here, when he was just on here. You ever notice how the defenders are always training base pop? Not
Yep.
just on firing weapons, on tactics,
Yep.
even pre-deployment training.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be normal. Dell says now we're involved in drones, which is an A3 priority, which I actually enjoy getting to know about. Ground attacks are a thing, but our threat will become. I agree. But here's the thing, Adele. Here's a scenario for you. If you've been watching some of the video of the Ukraine war, seeing how these troops react to drones is scary-ish.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having base pop out there and they see a drone, they're like yelling, they be like, yo, be quiet, bro. Like, whatever, don't know what to do. All people, I'll put it like this. If defenders are, if you go from 1 to 5, 3 being average, 5 being, well disciplined or well trained, all people in the Air Force should be trained to be at least level 4, right? And they say defenders are the experts, base defense, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Everybody should be trained at level 4, at least, at the minimum, at least a minimum 3.5. This bullshit about, I'm contracted. I'll never have to do that. Or I'm finance. No, bullish. If you in a military uniform, you should be able to employ a weapon and you should be able to defend somebody or a base. Don Trey says, just like the Army sent all Air Force, not just security force. Exactly.
Yep, exactly.
It should be, and it's like I told General Al all the time. Just like the Army says, every soldier is every Marine is a rifleman. It should be the same for the Air Force. Every airman is a defender.
Yep.
That's what the new. Hey, I'm gonna coin it myself. Every airman should be a defender. Everyone. It just depends on the level.
Yep. And it's just like the Navy. Like everybody's a fireman. Same thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Put a bow on this 2-hour-long podcast. Long one this time. Yeah. We had fun for this one. We done with the series. We'll work on the next one. Should be next Sunday about pay gap, enlisted officer pay gap. So look for that coming out. That would be fun. The real issue: Air Force personnel do not have a core skill. Yep. All cops need to go through ECAT. Yeah. Oh, remember ECAT? ECAT was fun, boy. And oh man, I'll get off this rant because if I do, I'll be on for a while. Seeing other career fields go through ECAT at the same time, my God, I got stories for days about these freaking legal personnel going through ECAT. My God, he said I was on a plane. Well, you should have shared with the plane. Share with the plane. Tell everybody go to Unpopular Celebrity. It's been a good plane ride. Y'all should have all talked about it. Anyway, appreciate you. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. See y'all next Sunday. I ain't going to leave you without your last words.
Go Bird.
Is that it?
Oh, thank you for listening. Like, share, and subscribe. Catch us on YouTube. If you got any ideas for shows, please let us know. All seriousness, man, we thank y'all for listening, man. We really do. We try to do that all the time. But I recognize when you give us ideas and stuff you want to hear about. And so, it'd be great to give you that. So if you've got ideas for the show, please hit us up either personally or on our Unpopular Celebrities. Send us a DM and then, talk to